A reading from the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 7, Christ's priesthood higher than the Levitical priesthood. Melchizedek. This Melchizedek, king of Salem, a priest of God Most High, who came to meet Abraham when he returned from defeating the kings and blessed him. And Abraham gave him a tenth of everything. By the interpretation of his name, he is first King of Righteousness and also King of Salem, that is, King of Peace. He has no father, mother, or ancestry, no beginning of days, nor end of life. He is like the Son of God. He remains a priest forever. Melchizedek accepted tithes from Abraham. Now think how great this man must be, that the patriarch Abraham gave him a tenth of the finest plunder. The descendants of Levi who received the priesthood are obliged by the law to take tithes from the people, that is, from their own brothers, although they too are descended from Abraham. But this man, who was not of the same descent, took his tithe from Abraham, and he gave his blessing to the holder of the promises. Now, it is indisputable that the lesser person is blessed by a more powerful one. Further, in the one case, it is men who are mortal that receive the tithes, whereas in the other case, it is one who is attested as being alive. And so to speak, through Abraham, it is Levi who receives tithes and that paid tithes because he was still in the loins of his ancestor when Melchizedek came to meet him. From Levitical priesthood to the priesthood of Melchizedek. Now, if perfection had been reached through the Levitical priesthood, and the people was given the law on this basis, why was it necessary for a different kind of priest to arise, spoken of as being of the order of Melchizedek, rather than of the order of Aaron? A change in the priesthood necessarily implies a change in the law as well. For the one of whom these things were said belonged to a different tribe, the members of which have never done service at the altar. Everyone knows that our Lord arose from Judah, a tribe which Moses did not mention when dealing with priests. This becomes even more clearly evident if another priest of the type of Melchizedek arises, who is a priest, not in virtue of a law of physical descent, but in virtue of the power of an indestructible life. For he is attested by the prophecy, "You are a priest forever of the order of Melchizedek." The earlier commandment is thus abolished because of its weakness and ineffectiveness, since the law brought nothing to perfection, and is replaced by a more powerful hope through which we are brought close to God. Christ's priesthood is unchanging. Now, as for the fact that it was with an oath the former priests became priests without any oath being sworn. But this one with the swearing of an oath by him who said to him, "The Lord has sworn an oath and will not retract. You are a priest forever." To this extent has Jesus become the guarantee of a more powerful covenant. Further, while the former priests were many in number because death stopped them from being permanent, this one, because he remains forever, has a perpetual priesthood. It follows then that his power to save those who come to God through him is absolute, since he lives forever to intercede for them. The perfection of the heavenly high priest. It was fitting that we should have such a high priest, holy, innocent, and uncontaminated, set apart from sinners and exalted above the heavens, who has no need to offer sacrifices every day, as the high priests do, first for their own sins, and only then for those of the people. This he did once and for all by offering himself. The law appoints high priests who are men subject to weakness. But the word of the oath, which came after the law, appointed the Son, who is made perfect forever. Superiority of Christ's offering and covenant. The word of the Lord.